Hello and a very warm welcome to Business Today TV. I am Chetan Bhutani. Well, rolling coverage at the 65th Xi'an Convention, and I'm joined by Mr. Hisashi Takeuchi, the MD and CEO of Maruti Suzuki India, on the rolling reforms that the government of India has announced as far as GST goes, and Maruti Suzuki has, of course, passed it on, the benefits to the consumers as well. Thank you, Takeuchi-san, for speaking to us. First question, son. What does it mean? When we spoke, you were very optimistic about government passing on the benefit. Now we have the rates announced. How do you feel about it?
First of all, this GST reform is a massive, GST reform, and I really appreciate to the government to make it, possible. And this, thanks to this support, our small car tax rate coming down from 29% to 18%, so 11% reduction. And this reduction, when we calculate back to the retail price, the impact of 8.5% price cut is there, and of course we will pass 100% to the consumers. And this reduction really has a good impact. Small cars in the past had cost increase because of the tougher emission regulation or safety regulation. So the car is getting much better, but at the same time cost increased. But thanks to this GST reform, once again the entry level car price coming down. And I think it will have a very positive impact. I'm expecting from the current going rate, 10% increase on small car segment.
Takeuchi-san, so that means we have in the past 1 or 2 years, we have been seeing a degrowth, a decline in small car segment, which you were at the king and the core of the business for small cars for you. I want to ask you, when you mentioned 10% growth for the small car segment, by when do we expect that to come on the ground?
I think soon after the GST reform, and after this festive season already start showing the very positive growth on small cars. I don't think the small car will go back to the previous level of 50% of total market, because now SUV is so popular. But I think steadily small car will show a good growth.
Okay, very important point from you, sir. But thirdly, I want to ask you, when we talk about the mid SUV range, and you just introduced the Victoris to us, tell us what kind of market share are you eyeing for that middle SUV segment, sir?
Like mid SUV segment, we only have Grand Vitara, and only in next channel. Now with Victoris, I'm sure that we can increase our volume more than double with this new products Victoris.
Right. And tell us about your favorite 3 to 4 cars that would eventually get cheaper into the Indian markets. Is it Wagon-R, Alto? What does Takeuchi-san prefer?
I think last year our number one selling car was Wagon-R. This year so far, the India number one selling car is Desire. But the car, I believe the biggest potential is again Wagon-R, because Wagon-R is a car which will offer all kind of different possibility for the different customers. So I believe that Wagon-R can maybe come back to the number one position. Okay. So it's a battle between the Desire and Wagon-R.
All right, Takeuchi-san, if I could ask you on the exports, when you will see too much buying on the ground in India, naturally your exports will also grow, and you have been a leader in exports to the various countries as well. Plus we see the electric Vitara being manufactured here, export to 100 plus countries. So your export volumes will be significant in times to come. By how much percentage, if you could tell us, are you eyeing a boost in exports, considering now India has GST cut plus Creta being manufactured in India?
Our export volume, as you know, the 2 years back it was 2.8 lakh. Last year 3.3 lakh. This year we see more than 4 lakh. Okay. So this is speed of the growth of export market. And this year again we are exporting this e-Vitara to more than 100 countries, and Victoris also we will start exporting. So the export models will increase. So not only the volume increase is not because of the sales increase of existing models, but we are adding up more models for export. So that's why our export volume is going up sharply like that.
Okay, last two questions, sir. When you were speaking at the Victoris launch, you mentioned about Maruti needs to have one big SUV into the Indian market as well. When is that coming, and by what time are you looking at it, sir?
I said that because we are number one market leader in Indian auto space, so we have to have one in each segment. And if this big, larger SUV segment is growing, then we have to have our products over there. So we see the market growth, and we will carefully adjust our introduction timing.
And last question, sir. Sir, there have been various talks about various fuels that Indian market will develop. What's your take on flex fuel, and do we expect a few product coming up in the future?
Yeah, number of models which will adapt to the flex fuel will increase. The first model we are going to announce in March next year, and then we will increase more models to follow.
And how many products by next year would be expected flex fuel in India?
That we will announce, a little bit later.
Sure. Well, that was Hisashi Takeuchi, the Managing Director and CEO at Maruti Suzuki India Limited, talking about the future plans and, of course, how the small car segment will eventually revive.